On September 13, 1946, in the Czech lands, a woman known for collaborating during World War II faced execution before a large crowd. She was led to a wooden post, where an executioner placed a noose around her neck and secured ropes around her chest. When the restraints were released, the execution was carried out. At the end of World War II, several executions took place in Czechoslovakia and Hungary, targeting political figures and collaborators. Herta Kasparova was not a high-ranking official, but she was accused of serious crimes. Her collaboration with the occupying forces was considered one of the most severe offenses during wartime. During the German occupation of Czechoslovakia, Hitler established the Protectorate of Bohemia and Moravia in 1939, turning the region into a major production center for the war effort. Harsh laws were enforced by officials such as Reinhard Heydrich, and public punishments were common to suppress resistance. Born on June 21, 1923, in Trest, Czechoslovakia, Kasparova had a difficult childhood due to a physical disability that caused her to walk with a limp. She was bullied at school, and her family, who spoke both Czech and German, was seen favorably when Hitler annexed the Sudetenland. She received German citizenship and even changed her surname to sound more German. In 1940, she took a job as an interpreter for the German police, assisting in interrogations of suspected resistance members. Many people detained by the authorities faced harsh treatment, and some did not survive. Kasparova played a role in identifying individuals who were later imprisoned or executed. As the war neared its end, she returned home, but after the Prague uprising, tensions rose in her town. When German forces arrived, she reported local men who had looted her house. 11 individuals she identified were later executed, including some who had bullied her in school. After this, she fled to Austria, where she worked in various jobs, including one with the Red Army. In February 1946, she was arrested and extradited to Czechoslovakia to face trial. She admitted her role in the deaths of several people, stating she acted out of revenge. The court sentenced her to death for her collaboration and actions during the occupation. Unlike most executions at the time, hers was carried out using a pole-hanging method, a common practice in post-war Czechoslovakia and Hungary. On the evening of her execution, she was taken to a field near Trest. Witnesses reported that she panicked, cried, and had to be carried to the execution site. She was secured to the post with a leather strap around her chest, her arms bound, and her legs tied to a pulley system. The executioner placed a noose around her neck and ensured everything was properly prepared before signaling the final step. As the execution took place, she struggled for a short time before passing away. Doctors later confirmed her death, and her remains were placed in a simple coffin under the post. Someone even placed flowers inside the coffin before she was buried in a cemetery alongside German soldiers. Her execution was a major event in Trest, with many locals attending. Tickets were even sold for a better view, making it feel like a public spectacle. To the people of the town, she was a symbol of collaboration with the occupying forces, and her actions had contributed to the suffering of many. Her case remains a historical example of the complex and often harsh consequences faced by those accused of working with enemy forces during wartime.